On a cold and dreary day, a man noticed an elderly lady stranded on the side of the road. Her Mercedes appeared to have flat tire, and she clearly required assistance. So he steered his jeep in front of her Mercedes and came out. As he approached her, his jeep was still sputtering. Her worried expression did not fade as she looked at his smiling face. For the past hour or so, no one had stopped to assist her. She was certain he would be of little or no assistance. Furthermore, his shabby appearance made him appear more like a ruffian than a Samaritan for her sophisticated persona. Would he harm her? He could see she was alone and scared, standing in the cold with a flat tire. He knew how she felt. "I'm here to help you, lady," he said softly. "By the way, my name is Brian Anderson." Her lips hesitantly broadened for a weak smile as she replied with a hello. She said that she had a flat tire and her mobile too wasn't working because she had accidentally dropped it. "Yes, I noticed that you have a flat tire. Why don't you wait in the car where it is warm while I fix this?" And he went on to get Jack from her car. Brian crawled beneath the car looking for a suitable location for the jack. He soon was able to change the tire. But unfortunately, he had to get dirty and also hurt his hands. She rolled down the window and started talking to him while he was tightening the lug nuts. She explained that she was originally from St. Louis and was only passing through. She couldn't thank him enough for coming to her aid. Brian simply smiled as he closed her car trunk. The lady inquired as to how much she owed him. Any amount would have been enough for the lady. Obviously, she was rich, She'd already imagined all the terrible things that might have happened if he hadn't stopped. Brian never thought to be compensated for his help to the lady. To him, this was not a job. This was assisting someone in need, and God knows how many people had helped him in the past. He had lived his entire life in that manner, and it had never occurred to him to act otherwise. He told her that if she truly wanted to repay him, the next time she saw someone in need, she could assist that person and think of him. He stood there until she started her car and drove away. It had been a cold and depressing day, but he was feeling good as he drove back home. The lady noticed a small cafe a few miles down the road. She went in to get a bite to eat and warm up before the final leg of her journey back home. It appeared to be a simple restaurant on the highway. A waitress approached her with a clean towel to wipe her wet hair. She had a sweet smile in spite of being on her feet all day long. The lady noticed the waitress was nearly 8 months pregnant, but she didn't let the strain and aches get in the way of her positive attitude. The elderly lady was perplexed as to how someone with so little could be so generous to a stranger. Then she thought of Brian. After finishing her meal, the lady paid with $100 bill. The waitress quickly went to get her a change for the $100 bill. But the elderly lady had already left, leaving the napkin neatly folded. The waitress was perplexed as to where the lady could be. Then she realized there was something written on the napkin. She was overcome with emotion as she read what the lady had written. "You owe me nothing. I have been there as well." Under the napkin, there were 10 more $100. As the waitress read further on the napkin, "Someone once assisted me in the same way that I'm assisting you. If you truly want to repay me, do the following. Do not let this chain of love end with you." There were tables to clear, sugar bowls to fill, and people to serve, but the waitress made it through another day, this time happily. When she got home from work and crawled into the bed that night, she was thinking about the money and what the lady had written. How could the lady have known how badly she and her husband needed it? It would be difficult for them with the baby due in the coming months. She knew how worried her husband was, and now, as he slept next to her, she kissed him and whispered softly, "Everything's going to be all right, Brian Anderson. I simply love you." "You are right," The husband was the same man who had helped the elderly lady. There is an old proverb, what goes around comes around. This story moved me because I too have been blessed in so many ways throughout my life. God works in mysterious ways and sometimes brings people into our lives for a reason. If you believe this, keep that light shining at all times by sharing, subscribing, liking, and caring for this video. Thank you.